Hey everybody, and welcome back to Betty and Leon. On today's episode, we're back on Betty's big block. Finally, we're starting to put some gear back on this motor. So as the regular subscribers watch, you know we're super busy all the time, and we haven't just been doing engines. Roberto's been doing some real work. Check out this RX2 seat that he's fully recovered. Came up an absolute treat, and I think he's done a great job. But that shirt you're wearing, that is awesome. Where did you get that from?
I got this from bettyandleon.com.
First and foremost, before we get into today's activities, we've got to pull all of this tape off it and unveil the new little donk. So we'll get into that with a little time lapse, and then the real work will start. Now we got the engine looking fresh. It's time to do some easy jobs, like putting these fittings, speed flow jobbies, into the rear oil port. And you will notice on this engine, and it's a great idea, if you have a road going rotary and you don't run the heater. I didn't say that, I didn't say you shouldn't run the heater, but if you don't, it's a great idea to pull out the tube and have it threaded when you have the engine built, because I don't know if you've seen those little rubber caps that you can get that sit over the top of the hose and whatever. They get pounded by the water, and at some point it pounds it so much that it cracks the rubber and you lose an engine because you weren't watching your gauge. I've seen it happen to race cars plenty of times. So that's why we thread it, and then we put in the, the nice beautiful little bung with a plastic like Teflon seal. Then we'll throw in this guy. This guy is going to be your rear. No, we actually plug this up because that's what we do on this motor, and then up the top here we will have our pressure sensor, which is a bit of a flip to what we had on that little engine there. So we'll get that little job done, and then we can flip it over and start putting in the sump baffle. Now I'll give you a little hot tip on the sump baffle. I think if you track your car at all, whether it's proper racing or it's just going to the track days, you should really throw a sump baffle in it. And the reason for that is that the oil moves around, and that does stop it from sloshing around. And I'll flip to a little video that we've got now of Betty when I first started racing, where the way to cure a lack of oil pressure under brakes was simply to put one of these guys in and overfill the oil by like 100 mil or something. So yeah, it's cheap insurance for not losing an engine. Anyway, let's get these small little jobs done, and then we can move on to putting the sump on.